Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into dip powders from Candy Dips, and we're going to go ahead and use some staple colors of black and white today to create a spooky, foggy, midnight sky Halloween mani, and we're going to throw in some bat glitter pieces. But to start off this mani, we are diving into this mani with the gel method, and we are kicking it off with Marshmallows, which is this beautiful white. Now this white right here, it's a pure white. It's very finely milled. It is not chalky or grainy at all. A lot of times, if you notice, some white powders have like this graininess to it. This one does not, and it is perfection. I really like it, and you can see with that first dip that we did that it is really full coverage. Now, if you're doing any nail art or applying a decal, you could totally get away with one dip because it has that really white background. But for today, we are going to do two coats so you can really see this beautiful white here and how vibrant it gets. All right, so while we're finishing up dipping into Marshmallows, let's talk about the series and the giveaway. So I am doing a 31 days of Halloween series here on my channel that's going to be running from now until October 13th, and it's going to be 31 different Halloween manis. There's also going to be a giveaway in each video. There's going to be a fun Halloween image that's going to pop up randomly throughout the video, and then that's going to be the image that you're going to need to remember to enter in that day for the giveaway. There is a Google form in that description box below. You just fill out your name and your email address, and then you select which image you saw in that video, and then that will be your entry. You do have a potential of getting 31 entries because you can enter each day during that series. And then at the end of the series, we'll spin a wheel, and then someone's going to win a grand prize. It's going to be a really fun trick or treat bundle, and 8 companies are participating. All right, let's get into this beautiful color here called Jet. It is a pure black, and it is by far the best coverage for a black dip powder. Now, I got a lot of questions recently with the spooky season coming up, which black dip powders I recommend. If you're in the market for any blacks or whites, Candy Dips is going to be the way to go because the quality is there and the coverage is amazing. So you will notice here, we're going to go in with another dip here on that pinky finger, and you're going to notice here that that coverage is super full, and it also doesn't have like these white streaks in it. A lot of times when you're using black dip powders, you'll notice like there's these white streaks going all the way down. This does not have it. It is like truly a pure black dip powder. And you will notice that when I'm going in with that gel method right now, it is not staining my brush. There is very minimal staining when it came to using this. So it doesn't matter if you're using your dip liquids or your gels. It's just very minimal staining. I did test it out with dip liquids on a swatch stick, and I had the same result, very minimal staining. Now, if you do get anything on your brush, you can always wipe it off with a paper towel before you go ahead and stick it in your gel base or your liquids just to prevent any contamination. But I did not have any problems when it came to the second coat, which I was completely blown away about. And the coverage on that second coat is even more pigmented and dark, and I just really like it. It's not grainy, it's very finely milled. So this right here is probably my number one black recommendation. So if you are looking for a black for spooky season, Candy Dips Jet is gonna be the way to go. Now it's time to create that spooky sky effect by doing a scrub ombre. So I'm just going to use a regular ombre brush, and I'm dipping it into Jet, and I'm really focusing on the tip of that nail there because that's where I want it to be the darkest, is at the tip, and then I want it to radiate it out a little bit to give it kind of like this foggy, smoky effect. So that's all I'm going to be doing for this, is just scrubbing that on. Now you can make it as dark as you want. You could even change the colors. Scrub ombre is super fun to do, especially for spooky season. And I really like how this turned out. It was really fun to create the scrub ombre because, again, you can really make it your own, and you can just make it as dark or as light as you want. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other nail. All right, so let's get into this scrub ombre, and then I'm going to pop back in just a little bit. Alright, so I did the rest of the filing and buffing off camera, and this is what the nails look like before we go ahead and add these really fun bat piece glitters that we're going to apply. I'm also going to show you how to get them to lay very flat to the nail. So these bat pieces here come with another dip powder called Batty, which is a Halloween dip that is in the Halloween collection from Candi Dips, which you will see that here on my channel during this series. So what I did is I applied a layer of gel base to the nail, and now I'm going to go ahead and place these little bat glitters pieces wherever I want on the nail. And I really like that they're not too big and they're just like the perfect size here. So I'm just applying them to the nail here, and it's kind of going to give it like this spooky night effect. So originally here I had another bat like hanging over there on the side. I'm like, well, I don't want that there anymore. So it wasn't sticking down since I did not cure that gel base yet. So I'm just moving around that other bat there. And then I went ahead and flash cured that for 10 seconds. And now after the 10 seconds, I am gently pressing down those bats. And that's really what's going to get these bats to stick down completely. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw it back in the light for 30 seconds. And look how flat those bats are laying. So then to make sure that those bats don't pop up or anything like that, I'm going to go ahead and do another layer of gel base on the nail, and then I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing we just did on the other nail. I'm applying that gel base. Now, that little tool that I'm using to place those glitter pieces onto that nail, that is a titanium toothpick. It has like the most like thin tip to it, which is like thinner than like a regular precision tool or a wax tip. So if you're using any like small dainty glitter pieces, I find that this little toothpick works wonders to help with that placement, just because it has like this very thin tip. So I really like that about it. So again, I just place those bats on there. I'm just kind of getting them wherever I want them before I cure it. I cured that for 10 seconds, and now I'm gently pressing down those bats, and then I'm going to seal it in with a layer of gel base so those don't pop up, and then I'm going to cure it again for another full 30 seconds. So I did the rest of the gel base off camera on the other nails, and now we're just finishing up with a layer of gel top coat, and then I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. I did the rest of the gel top coat off camera, and here's the finished mani. I just love how simple but yet spooky this mani is. It was super easy to achieve by just doing a little bit of scrub ombre in there, and then we added those bats. And how gorgeous and vibrant is that black called Jet. Oh, that dip powder right there, it's everything. Especially with the gel method, it just kept its like pure blackness to it, and it didn't like have any like weird after effect after I cured it with that gel method. I overall just love how this mani turned out, and it was very simple to create with that scrub method. So don't forget to enter in that giveaway with that random image that popped up. That is going to be the image you need for the entry form today, and I will list everything that we used in today's mani in that description box below. Stay tuned. We will be playing with some more Candi Dip Halloween colors here in this series coming up, and I will see you all in the next one.